One of the things the insurance company is asking from us in order to potentially increase your offer is whether or not you had any prior medical injuries of any kind. And I know when we talked initially, I wrote down that you had no prior injuries. But I'm coming to you now to just confirm. You're sure there was no prior injuries, there was no medical treatment, anything documented out there that you got treatment for?
The only thing I could think of is that, like, I had surgery in 2015, like my appendix, but other than that, I haven't, like, nothing.
Okay, so in 2015 you got your appendix taken out, but there's been no like back, neck, shoulders, head, anything like that
Never.
Okay. So what we usually do is we'll like write an affidavit up and just say, that our client put your name there. He has not had any prior medical treatment of any kind, for the last 10 years other than getting his appendix out on such and such date, and then you sign the notarized affidavit.
Okay.
So what we have here is a case that we've already sent a demand letter on to the insurance company, and a very typical thing insurance companies love to do is they send a letter back and they say, oh, well, we don't think all these injuries were from this accident. Can you get us some prior medical records to show that he had no prior injuries? A couple ways that this goes. Sometimes there is prior medical injuries and you just show them. Here's the prior medical injuries. But as you can see in the medical records, this accident has caused those prior injuries to be worse than they were previously. There's also times where there is prior medical records, but the prior medical records are related to injuries that are not related to this accident, so it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, they had this head injury before the accident. Well, they're not complaining of a head injury in this accident, so it's irrelevant. The other option here, like I talked to our client about, is we get a medical affidavit that says that you have no prior injuries or medical records of any kind. At the end of the day, we could just tell the insurance company to kick rocks and we're not going to show any prior medical records at all and we're just going to file a lawsuit against you. But sometimes that's not the best first option. You want to see how high you can get the offer, at least in my opinion. It's a case-by-case basis, but in this case, I think it'd be best to get the highest offer we possibly can, talk to the client, evaluate the case again, and then say, would it be beneficial if we spent time, money, and effort on a lawsuit to get this settlement even higher? And does the client want to do that? Because obviously the time frame goes up significantly. It can go up 1, 2, 3 years, if you file a lawsuit. So that's not always our call. The client also has to say, I want to do that because I think we can go get higher. So we've got to see how all this all works out. But that's how it works when an insurance company tries to push on you regarding prior medical injuries. If you'd like a free case evaluation, feel free to reach out anytime, 832-925-2030. God bless you and have a good day.